Good morning, everyone. I have my new Rhodes NT1 mic and a special treat. Let's see if we can get him over here because I know everybody wants to see him. And he is my little buddy. Do I look good? It's my anniversary, by the way. Come on. It's also Veterans Day, so we're going to have some fun. But real quick, don't be scared. Why are you scared when you're on camera? Why are you scared when you're on camera? Look at those ears. Does he look amazing with those ears? Can Dad have kisses? Normally I can't keep him from licking me. Give Dad licks. Who's scared? Who's scared of the whole world? There's so much stuff for him to knock down. Hi. Buster, say hi to everybody. You don't want to go. Why does he do this when he gets on camera? He's so beautiful.
The lights freak him out.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
He's a good boy. Call him. See if is he turning? Is he facing the camera?
Kinda. What are you doing?
What are you doing, good boy? So anyway, he's healthy. He's strong as a bull. He is shaking. He's shaking. It's stressing him out. He's strong as a bull. And he's a good boy. Yeah, he's camera shy. All right, let's go. Give me kisses. Give Dad a kiss. No. Can't get him, leave me alone normally. He's strong.
Oof.
All right.
Oh my God, he's scratching me up.
I know. He's got your hook there.
I know.
Shh. All right. Shh. Some ASMR video this is. Anyway, he's doing great. When's his birthday?
The 20th.
20th of November. So don't forget to tell Buster happy birthday in the comments section. Bring him around here. Come on, you can get on here for a second.
No.
Just a little closer. You're not on camera. You did kisses. You love Daddy. See what I mean? I love you too, little man. He's a good dog. All right, well, go ahead. Go play. Go play. Go get a treat. You want a treat?
Yep.
All right, he's going to go get a treat. All right. And now, I am here to help you. All right, you going to shut the door? Good morning, everyone, and welcome to my channel in honor of Veterans Day. Got a little Miller High Life here. The champagne of beers. Look at that. Nice frosty beer there. Smooth. That is so smooth. And I'm not used to this, so you got to help me out a little bit. I basically got this microphone to do my podcasts with, to up my game, on suggestion from two very good artists. Very good. Two fantastic artists. One of them being Dr. T ASMR, who suggested to do this for all of you. So I made the investment. And my good friend, Amy Blue Whispers, who talked me into getting one of these bad boys. Okay. My H6. And said, you got to get the NT1. You got to step up. And I did that. So in honor of two of my dear friends, and I couldn't ask for better friends. So thank you, Dr. T ASMR, and happy birthday, Amy Blue Whispers. It's her birthday today. It's also my 29th wedding anniversary. And yes, we were married November 11th. I don't know, whenever, 1989 or something. I think that makes sense, yeah. I'm really bad with dates. So it's amazing I remember this. And the only reason I remember it's Amy's birthday is because it's on my anniversary. And because my wife will kill me if I forget that it's our anniversary. And it's also a very important day to me because it's Veterans Day. And I love my viewers out there that are veterans. I think I've told everybody this. My dad was in the Army during the Vietnam era. He didn't serve in Vietnam. He was in Munich, Germany when President Kennedy was assassinated, and I think it was Defense Secretary McNamara was there. He was at the Munich base, and they went crazy, full alert, because the president was just assassinated, and the Secretary of Defense is in Europe. So the government was in a little bit of disarray, and they just went on full crazy man alert, and just tore up the streets with tanks and military vehicles. I think it can be told now because, it's 60-something years later. My father was one of the last guys out of his base. He was a quartermaster, and he was there when they were dynamiting. They were setting charges to blow the entire base up if they were overrun by the Russians. They didn't know what was going on. So a little tiny bit of craziness came into play when Kennedy got shot. The whole country, the whole world went insane. I'm not huge on Miller High Life, but it is the champagne of beers. So we have a little tiny bottle for my friends who talked me into investing into new equipment, just for you, all of you out there. Isn't that cool? I think so. And I do like the sound, but I'm hoping I got it set right, but I'm not that good at it. Now, veterans. Veterans Day. Well, that's a different animal. Now, if we're going to celebrate Veterans Day, you got to do it right. You got to get a 40, baby. There you go. There you go. Yep. My dear brother-in-law, and sister-in-law they were Marines, are Marines, whatever you want to say. And my brother-in-law is still active. He's in the National Guard, and he's seems like a very highly decorated sergeant, and I'm very proud of him. And I don't think they watch my videos, but just in case they do, this one goes out to those Marines in my family, the servicemen I know from the wonderful state of California. There's a lot of bad stuff going on in California right now, fires and such. And I just think about all the people there that I know. And I really worry about them. And I know some of my Marine friends are there right now. Maybe. I think one of them is. And I'm kind of worried about them because I just worry about those guys. I think it's my job. And I saw a posting today of one of my dear Marine friends, and he'll know I'm talking about him, and he said, sometimes you just gotta crack one of these bitches open. Oh, yeah. And you gotta suck that baby down. There's some Miller High Life for you. Labels out, boys. Keep those flags flying. Know that you're in our hearts and our minds. Oh, yeah, righteous, righteous, righteous. Now, I do like this Rhodes. Hear that? That's nice. Boy, is that nice. I think we're going to have a love affair with this microphone. I'm not that good at sound like the others because I have a little bit of hearing damage from working in heavy industry all my life. So my hearing's not real sharp. But I'm going to really work at it. I really promise I'm going to try and up my game. Really, really, really work at it. Oh man, that is some good stuff. That's tasty. I've been working a lot and that's good. It's Sunday morning and I just finished up my midnight turn. And I've got 8 hours overtime this week and another 8 tomorrow. So I've got just today to celebrate my anniversary. Then I got to cover a shift tomorrow for my friend at work who it's his wife's birthday. That's pretty cool. So like I always tease, I say women's work is never done, and I'm certainly the bitch in this situation. I gotta hustle, I gotta work. I thought that's funny, but somebody else might not, but I thought it was funny. And like I said, I was thinking about all the servicemen today and Veterans Day, and it's kind of cool. I never served because I graduated in 1986, and that summer my dad got injured at work. He really hurt himself, and he started down a really bad road that summer. I come home from work one day. I just took my English placement exam at Youngstown State University, and I was getting ready to either join the military for the GI Bill or go to college, just try to get loans and maybe go part-time, work part-time, something. I was working full-time when I graduated, 40 hours a week, believe it or not. I mean, I started working when I was like 13. Not full-time, but I hustled. And I come home from work, and my dad was on afternoon turn. So I just got home, and he was just getting ready to leave. And he was working on his car, and he was hunched over, and his real bad hernia he had let go. And he just got incredible pain. He goes, I can't do it. I gotta go to the hospital. And he had emergency surgery that day. I rode in the back seat in the car with him, and I know this sounds weird, but I really felt at that moment that my life was changing. Like the minute I got in that car, and he was such a grumpy bear that day. My dad's something else. I just remember sitting there thinking, yeah, the things are changing right freaking now. Like, this is a different path I'm going down. And as it turned out, I had to help work and pay some bills and stuff like that. And college just went out the window. Couldn't even think about leaving and going to the military. My brother had just moved away. He was my older brother, and I had 2 younger brothers at home. And I know everybody's got an excuse, but it was like, well, here we go, Now you might hear a little whistle, and I'm a little angry at myself. My other camera was dead, so I'm using my old Sony Handycam right now, and it makes a whistle sound when it's recording, and I think my Rhodes is picking it up, and I don't have a back screen here to block it, so I apologize if you hear a whistle in the recording, like a whistle, like that is my Sony Handycam being a poo-poo butt. things change, things happen. By the time I was 21, things started to straighten out for my dad. I fell in love with this beautiful girl who I'm still married to today. I think she's fed up with me, but that's another story. Shh, don't tell her. And things change over the years. And that's how marriages grow. So don't get discouraged by what I just said. And I still love her. I love her so much. I'd kill for her. I'd just do anything for her. And she knows it. And I met her and we thought about getting married. And my dad had things pretty much straightened out then. He was like, I thought he was going to go back to work. And things were straightening out. And then he ended up getting sick and getting really ill. And that's when he went on full disability right after I got married. It was like, this is just a nightmare. And I have pictures of my dad where he looked just so ill. I think I've talked about this before when my son was born. But he managed to get his life together. And, people talk about the democratic process, and people like to pick sides. They like to get all divisive. And I think people have this weird thing about me. They think I'm some kind of liberal or left-leaning. That really fucking pisses me off. I think I'm middle of the road, and I'm not a leftist or a right-winger. I believe in workers' rights. I think I'm an old-school working-class guy, and neither party represents me. They can both kiss my ass. Just for everybody's information, before they call me a leftist, I didn't vote for Obama both times. I don't like Joe Biden, and I wouldn't vote for him in 2020. And I didn't vote for Trump either. And if you have a problem with that, then, there's a button you can push. But if you're open-minded and you love what I do, and you realize that everybody's different, everybody has a right to do whatever they want when they have that ballot, then stay with me and listen to what I say next, because the next thing I'm going to say is very important, okay? A lot of people rag on these Democrats and Republicans. My father had a horrible time getting his disability set up. And when I say difficult, I mean the poor guy was like, it was literally killing him. He had to get a lawyer. He went to several judges. He had 2 or 3 different doctors. The man really struggled. There were some shenanigans going on. I won't get into that, but companies don't like to pay for things like disability. And I guess if my father was a real man, he would pull himself by his bootstraps with his GED high school education and go to work as a computer programmer, but that wasn't in the cards back in 1991. The man didn't lose his house or anything because he did something. He used... Now listen, this is where I want you to listen. He used the democratic process. He went to his state representative and his congressman, and he asked for help. He went to those guys we vote for. I'm going to get a little emotional here. He went to the guy who was our state representative for Washington, D.C., and he went to our state representative that represents us in the state of Ohio. They got on the phone and actually helped my father. They stopped what they were doing, and they helped my father. And the important part of this story is, one was a Democrat. One was a Republican. I don't know if he was a representative or a senator from our district. At the state level, but he had Republicans and Democrats in the state of Ohio help him. He had judges that would probably identify as Democrats, judges that would probably identify as Republicans, help him. There's good people out there. And you've got to get this divisive, hateful ugliness, and you got to put it aside. There are people out there on both sides of the aisle that are willing to help and willing to go the extra mile. These people that we elect, whether you think so or not, don't give two shits about working class people. It's very rare to find a representative that will stop what they're doing and help a struggling working class family. Now you got to remember what these people do every day. These people have phone calls, meetings, people they got to see every day. The fact that this, not one, but two elected officials stopped what they were doing to help this individual in his time of need, one of their constituents. Now, I know the lofty ideals of the Republican and Democratic Party. Well, that's what they're supposed to do. We're talking about reality, people. In reality, they don't do that very often. It's very rare. You can call up a congressman or a representative, and they call you back and say, "What's your problem? Let me take care of that for you. Let me make some phone calls for you." Do you understand the words that are coming out of my mouth? Your friend, Dr. Andrew Michaels. I'm not blowing feel-good BS up your butt so that flowers come out of your head and we all hold hands and sing Kumbaya. I'm saying that these men recognized a real-life problem with one of their constituents. And if they looked him up, he was a lifelong Democrat, and it didn't matter. The Republican helped him, the Democrat helped him. And they were instrumental in helping him get some very serious things resolved. And the one guy that was causing some problems for my father, I heard that he got fired because of his malfeasance. And, you always want to get vindictive and revengeful. And then you think when a guy gets called out on something in public, you want to take, that step, and you go, you know what? That man has to live in the guilt of what he's done. And I've never forgotten that. I've often thought about the pain that man has. And what he faced when he went home and had to tell his family what he did and admit to his sins and his, I don't want to call them crimes. But I will tell you one thing, he's lucky that we went the route we did. And I give my father credit. He grew up in this nation and he believed in the democratic process. He was a veteran and he believed that there were people out there that would help him. He believed in the rule of law and not taking vengeance into his own hands. And he believed in this country, and he believed in the people in this country, and he took a minute and a breather in his anger and his frustration, and he did the right thing. He contacted people, and he sought help from his elected representatives. This is a representative republic that we live in, make no mistake, this is not a democracy. This is a representative republic, and your representatives work for you. And my father, in his mind, in his soul, in his heart, believed in America. And when he needed help, America helped him. They put corporate greed and the bottom line and everything else to the side and helped him. And I've always admired my father's strength of character and courage to reach out for help when he was desperate. He didn't let pride get in the way, and he was courageous. He and I do not see eye to eye on many issues, but standing up for your family and taking care of business, that we agree on 100%. Okay? I see a lot of things now that I don't like, and they make me angry because I see hatred, and I hate it. I hate seeing the far this and the far that preaching their hate speech to convince people to come to their side. We need to meet in the middle, and we need to remember you gotta have compassion and love for each other. If I could, if they would let me pull the lever down there in Pittsburgh on that guy that shot that synagogue up. I wish they had a lottery for that. I would have no problem with that. But at the same time, I know in my heart that those angry thoughts don't solve what's causing this pollution in people's minds. This hatred, this anger, this win at all costs belief system that there is no other way except our way. There was a time when in this country when people believed in each other and people voted for the better man. They didn't care what was before his name. They cared about the character of the man. I'm not perfect, and I make a lot of mistakes, and I've done my share of sinning in the world. But I know that I have friends in California who are Republican and Democrat, and I love them both the same. And I have friends in New York who are Republican and Democrat, and I miss them. I wish I could see them more often. And I have friends in Ohio that are on both sides of the aisle. And I care about them equally the same. I admire my family because they are basically split down the middle, just like this country right now. And I know a lot of people say, don't bring politics into this. But on Veterans Day, when you're honoring the soldiers out there, the Marines, the Army, the Navy, and the Air Force, that gave their lives, years of their lives up for this great nation, we owe it to them to honor them. Oh, that's good. And honoring them doesn't mean getting half in the bag with Miller High Life. Honoring them means opening your mind to what's really going on around us. Open your heart up to what's really going on around us. Be like your founding fathers. Everybody says, well, the founding fathers didn't mean that. Well, what did they mean? Because you weren't here any more than I was here when they signed that document. So don't give me your bullshit, one-sided view of the world. Don't agree on one right and throw out the rest with the bathwater. Our founding fathers made a set of rules, and you have to follow all of them. And if you're not, then we have a disagreement. And that's all it is. A disagreement on how to rule. It's not the end of the world. It's not Armageddon. It's not good or evil. Hamilton and Adams did not get along. Jefferson and Hamilton did not get along. But you've got to respect and love them both for loving this idea of this country so much that they put everything into it. And they didn't give up on each other. They didn't give up on it. I know it's easy to pick sides, and it's easy to hate. But it's easy to open your heart, too. I could focus on people who are dead in Pittsburgh. I could focus on a Marine who killed in California. But like the great Fred Rogers said, and you know, he's Mr. Rogers, but we were all kids once. He filmed an hour and a half from my house near Pittsburgh. And it was his neighborhood that this happened in. Mr. Rogers said, "Don't look at that. Look at the helpers. Look at the people who came in after the fact. Look at the people who came to help, to save lives, to feed the needy, to help the people in pain, to heal." I was listening to the radio the other day and somebody made a comment about New York boys probably don't know how to chop wood. And the guy on the other side of the radio said, "I'm sure there's plenty of people from New York down there helping you right now with your hurricane recovery." Excuse me. And that struck me. It's easy to slam New York, California, Ohio, the big states. We don't want the big states telling us what to do. But when there's a national emergency, where do the helpers come from? Are we helping California enough right now with these wildfires? Did we help Texas enough when they had their hurricane? Do we love the people of Florida enough to help them when they have their hurricanes too? We've got to put our divisiveness away. We've got to love each other, because I do know one thing in this world: if we don't take care of ourselves, there's plenty of people out there that will take care of it for us. Now, I told you who I didn't vote for, and that was my right. That doesn't make me a bad person any more than it makes you a certain kind of person if you voted for those people. That's your right. But what I will disagree on you with is if you hate me, why? Have we gone that far that we can't remember to put hate behind us and do the right thing once in a while. There is such a thing as doing the right thing and helping your fellow man. I'm often reminded of the officers who rush in emergencies and end up laying their lives down for people. And it bleeds me. It bleeds me out. It bleeds me out. With these great freedoms that we have, and we have great freedoms in this country. Do not ever doubt that you have great freedom in this country. But with these freedoms, we have a cost, a penalty. These freedoms cost a lot. These freedoms were paid for in blood. Blood of abolitionists, blood of suffragettes, blood of freedom fighters, blood of soldiers, even those of temperance. Cheers to the temperance. You know, we try experiments in this country, and sometimes they go wrong, and sometimes they go right. The New Deal, the Cold War, temperance, the abolitionist movement, the suffragette movement, the equal rights movement, the civil rights movement, movements. This country is growing. It always changes. It doesn't stay static. The United States of America, people, it's an experiment. And it doesn't always go your way. And it doesn't always agree with your beliefs. But as any Marine or soldier who serves in Afghanistan or Iraq will tell you, hey everybody, this is the best system going. There's an airplane. I love planes. I love flying in planes. I don't know if I ever told you that. We can't give up on each other, and we can't give up on this country. Righteous. Whew. That one was for the Marines. I know I like to talk about the Marines, but they like to talk about me. They're good men. That young man that did that in California. The police saw he was in distress from the news that I'm reading. Not fake news, by the way. Not the hateful news. I read it with my own eyes from many sources. That young man needed help. We failed him. That young Marine was a spectacular failure. But he wasn't the failure. We were the failure. Your guardians, the police, saw that he needed help. They sent him for evaluation. They tried to get him help. through the laws and definitions of our society. Excuse me, so embarrassed. Excuse me. Trying to make a good point here and I'm burping in your face. What a jerk. TirarADeguello, you're a complete jerk. Whew, boy, that's some good beer. Through the law and society's rules, they couldn't help him and hold him for evaluation, and they turned him loose. This is what I read in several sources of news media. Don't give me the fake news crap. You know, you can read various sources and find the truth out there. And the police did their job. His family definitely wanted him to have help. You know that. No family wants their family member to go through hell on earth. We failed this man. We as a society failed this man. But there is a silver lining in it. And the silver lining, as crazy as it sounds, is that it was a spectacular failure, but our law enforcement and the powers that be tried to get him some help. They failed miserably, but they tried to get him some help. And I see that kernel, that little tiny speck of hope, as a step in the right direction. I know it sounds insane, but give me a second to tell you. They tried to help him. We can't give up. We, as a society, cannot give up. You out there in law enforcement, you can't give up. You out there, if you're a soldier, if you're a sailor, if you're an airman and you can't cope with what's going on, it's Veterans Day. Turn over a new leaf. Look for help. If you're a policeman and you think, I'm giving up, I've had enough, I'm a first responder, I'm an EMS, I'm an ambulance driver, I'm a paramedic, and I want to give up, don't. Look at the successes and look at the spectacular failures. Don't give up. How many lives have first responders and firemen saved in the wildfires of California? Don't give up. How many people were saved in the hurricanes of Florida by first responders? Don't give up. Society, your government, and the people don't always listen, but eventually they come around. They come around because they see the helpers. We respect you, we love you, we honor you on days like today. Don't give up on us. And I promise, through my teachings, through my videos, through my efforts as Dr. Andrew Michaels, I swear to you, as God is my witness, I will not give up on you. There is hope. When I found out the police tried to help that man, I said, there is hope. There is hope. For every failure, there's 100 successes. We owe everything to those who give their lives to us, for us, for us. We need to recognize what we are doing as a society to each other and recognize what we are doing to those left behind. The people we marginalize every day. And we need to fix these problems, and they don't get fixed until they are recognized, until they are categorized, and they are quantified. What happened in California could have been stopped. Could have been stopped. What happened in Pittsburgh could have been stopped. Don't give up. They say we can't stop this. They say there's no hope. I assure you there is hope. There is hope. There are policemen out there. There are paramedics. There are first responders who care, who have a heart. Their soul bleeds red, just like yours. They haven't given up. Don't you give up either. Can you hear me? Are you with me? Still, can you hear the words I'm saying? That our political differences, our ideologies, our politics are the least of us. Hope, love, courage, that is the most of us. Courage, my friends. Courage. Courage will sustain a broken body. And I see great courage in our police, our representatives, our government, our military. Do not give up on you. And you know what I'm talking about. Do not give up on you. This is a grand experiment, and we must not give up on each other. We must not quit. We must not lose hope. And there is plenty of hope to go around. As much as a old, broken down Dr. Andrew Michaels can stand up for you, you stood up for me. How many times have you stood up for me? How many times have you took up the challenge of the world for me in my life? I owe you everything. I owe you, my friends out there who are struggling, everything. And you think I owe you something, that you're in debt to me. The opposite is true. I owe you everything. You honor me with your hope, and I honor you by telling you there is hope. Do not give up. I know I'm just blah, 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 blah. I'm so tired. But when we're tired, that's when hope finally rears its head. That's when you get down to your heart and you don't give up and you fight back. Do not give up. I'm going to leave you now. Know that I care about you. Cheers, my friends in the military. That's some good stuff. I'm going to have a couple more while I edit. I'm a better editor, half in the bag than most people are, straight. And I'm damn proud of it. I'm the Doc Holliday of editing video, baby. And I'm not ashamed to say it. If you can hear my voice and you think you're being left behind, Write your comments in the comment section below. There are many people out there that feel the same way as you do. Witness to us. Witness to yourself. And seek help. We can help each other. It's not too late. Where there is love, there is hope. And where there is hope, there is love. Do not give up. And remember, I am your friend, Dr. Andrew Michaels. And I love you. I love all of you. I love all of you for taking the time to come and visit me. And I will always be here to help you. I'm so tired. But there is no rest for the wicked, is there? Until I see all of you again, please have a most blessed day. We'll see each other soon, okay? You know it. Do you like this mic? I'm going to do really cool on my next podcast, so stay tuned. Okay, bye-bye. Bye-bye. I swear, if you want to help people, always remember, don't leave anything on the table. Don't leave anything on the table. You put it all out there. You put it all out there for everyone. You put it all out there. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. God bless America.